Well, I finished the fiberglassing and stuff up here on the inside, and drug it out here in the sun and just painted it with a brush. It's all semi-gloss black. We got quite a few runs on it there. I'll wipe those off, otherwise I have to sand them. But looks pretty good. If I do the inside of this brace here, and it should be protected well. So I'm gonna prop it up out here in the sun on this vise, and I'm gonna yank the other one off. I don't really have any thinner, so whatever brush I use is going to be trashed immediately. I'm going to get the other one up here and cooking. There's that one done. Took a little doing. Took a while to get all the rust out of it, dirt, mud. I got it pretty good. It's you can see a few dents in it. There's that big cross that I put in there. Patches. That front corner is a little crooked. This is all on the inside. There's another patch panel I did for that corner. Looks like I got my paint run down in there in the corner. Try to get some of that out. I don't have a rag or piece of cardboard or something. Maybe this little sandpaper will clean it up. Just some of this paint running down in the corners. I put it on there extra heavy for that very reason, so it would run in the corners. But anyway, this has been a long time coming, and I'll have to do the back ones. I probably did about a third of a can or less. The little fenders won't take much at all. Hopefully I'll have enough left to do the frame. I welded on this bracket here for the fender. I got to take that steering column and header out of there and see if I can get my plasma cutter there and cut that piece off. And do something about mounting that. Oh yeah, and I got 3 holes I got to drill in here and tap them for the fender. That'll be my next project. But we're getting there, slow but sure. Just a lot of work to get it to this point. These splash panels here need a couple patches. Running boards are good, and all my frame stuff here is good now. Throw these on here and that'll won't improve the looks of it at all, but it will get the inside all sealed up. don't know what I'll do about overspray when I go to paint these fenders. I guess I just won't pay much attention to it. If it gets overspray on it, it gets overspray on it. Because I'll have to paint them on the corners. This one here will be alright. I could probably get it painted without getting much on them. Got a little more body work to do on this one. But shouldn't be too hard. I'm going to go ahead and try to get done what I can up to that seam on the inside. Get that all pretty good shape, because I can't really reach in there. And then I'll bolt it on the car and hopefully finish the outside. I gotta do something about these headlight bars. But probably one more time putting them on, taking them off. Got all my holes matching now. So just let her dry. It'll be good enough to put in the shop tonight without breathing it all night. Or actually, hopefully it'll dry out. Anyway, I need to paint this front end all black. It's all been rust converted. I'll probably do that before I put the fenders on. Well, after I get this this frame sorted out, bondoed up, sanded down, and I'll pull this radiator off of here. And when I do that, I should just take this whole hood off and finish up the inside of it. Put it together, take it apart. Put it together, take it apart. Just keep pressing on. Well, here's this mount done. I started putting some fiberglass on it. I got it pretty good. I got 3 holes bored in it for the fender mounts. I got it roughly sanded down. I got to take this fender and everything off here again anyway. So I'll finish this up when I get that out. But I got the top ground down pretty good, smoothed out. And good enough to stick this fender back on it. It's laying out there in the dark. It should be good enough, dry enough. I'm just gonna stick it back in and clean up my stuff and call it a day. Well, this one's back on. Only got 1 bolt in the front, and it's fitting real straight. You can see one of my bolts in the right in the corner there. It's all 3 of them went right in the holes. There's just a little bit of juggling to get it in. There's nothing in the back, so if the holes in that splash pan are just a little high, but their fender's got to go up. But it's I only got one bolt in that center brace down there, or that back brace, and one here in front. They're really not even tight, but, and then one here in the corner. I got 3 volts in this whole fender, and that's far better than it was. So anyway, my drill and tap job worked good on that one. I'm sure it worked good on that one. I haven't checked it yet, but I used the same technique for both fenders. So that was one of the last pieces. I only got 2 more pieces of tin now. Those 2 splash pans. This one I basically just have to clean it up. It's already been rust converted. The other one I gotta make this fix this rusted out top piece here. And I've already kind of got the frame there. I need to cut that pipe off there on the bottom of the cowl. All of the body work has been done on this one. There's no real dents left in it. It's just sitting on there. So basically, when I get this this splash pan off of here, I'll clean it up, paint it on the inside, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to paint it blue, just like the rest of the body. But I have to paint the frame, so I think I do all right with that frame. Just painting it this semi-gloss black. It turned out pretty decent. And my tank is almost empty again. I got 1/3 in it, maybe 1/4. So it looks like I'm going to need one more tank of gas. But this is the welding's almost over. Main thing I got to weld is that gas tank and just a little bit of patching on this thing. So I'll have enough gas to finish. I'll have to go get another bottle, of course, but it's starting to be real solid now, especially with I got three side bolts in this fender, 2 in the big mount that goes under the reinforcing bar, 2 up here in front, and I'll probably put 1 more right there in the front corner. So I'm going to have 6 or 7 bolts plus 3, 4 in the back, at least 3, holding it to the running board. So this will be solid. I'm going to have to put one more bolt right here. I just drilled and tapped that one because it had a hole in it. But I need to get that fender up and mounted right. And I don't think I've got this quite right either. Maybe I do. Yeah, I think I'm going to put me a big chrome step plate right there in the middle. Well, maybe not in the middle, maybe about here somewhere. Just so when you open it up and go to step in, you have something to step on. You're not Screwing the paint up. This back is still fitting good. Don't look like it changes much. A lot of this stuff now is underneath it where you never see it, but it needs to be done. Press on tomorrow. Well, I fooled around with this a little while. What I did was put a piece of square stock on the end, piece of square stock straight across, and then because the tank only goes to right here, so I needed something to hold it, so I cut a 5-inch piece and welded under the frame. Actually, I made the whole thing first, and I put it on at a 90. When I got to looking in there, the frame of course wasn't a 90. It's tapered down, so I split it in the middle and just bent it in a little. Got it to fit right, and then welded that into the frame. And then I took a piece of 2-inch angle iron, cut it to the width of the tank, bent it off. I got this one here laying horizontal. What I was thinking about, I got that one vertical, but it accomplishes the same purpose. And then I was able to weld it real good into that 1-inch piece there. It's really strong. I stood on it. The whole tank weighs 80 pounds full of gas, so the only thing that might flex a little is well, this bracket here won't for sure because it's welded along the back. This one might flex a little, so I'll crawl under it and put a weld on the bottom, and that'll keep that from twisting. This square bar is welded all the way around. I got them parallel and level both ways. I'll set the tank in it and show you. Well, there's a tank in it. It's got just a little wiggle in it. I've got it almost straight across the back here. I can actually adjust it a little like that. It's not perfect. There it is. Now it is. But it's straight here. It's flat. It's solid. It's level both directions. And then I got to figure out some way of, you know, putting a brace on it. It just kind of rattle around there like it is. Probably what I'll do is run something up on the back. I may run something up here on both sides. I had this problem before, putting a big piece in there, and when you go to tighten it up, it wants to just pull off the tank. So I had to put a piece across the tank to get it bolted down good. But I'll figure out something there. But it's awfully solid. And then I'll put about a 2-inch piece of rubber in there. I left room for it. It'll move around, you know, about 1/4, 3/8 of an inch, so I can force a piece of rubber down in the bottom. That'll hold it. Actually, you know, I could come right out of here with something across here. That'd probably be the way to do it. Just put another bar or something across there. A lot of old junk steel. I could put something right across there like that and just have it drop down and bolt into that piece up there. So it won't be hard to finish up a mount for that. But Mr. Tank's in. Looks pretty good. It's solid. So I'll this is kind of rusty. I flapper disked it off, but it's not real good yet. But I'll go ahead and blow all this area here down, clean it up good, and I'll put some Rustoleum black on it. Might as well just paint all this stuff in here I can get to black. And that way when I go to make my brackets and stuff, I don't have to worry about taking out the tank, repainting it, doing all that. I probably won't put the tank in it until I do paint it. I'll have to mock up a bracket, of course. And then next thing I got to do is get over here in this area here and make me a battery box. Well, there's a H3 sized battery. I can mount it here pretty flush with this 45-degree rail and put a little bend in it back there to keep it from sliding forward. I'll just make a little tray. I'll probably just I've got a piece of old bed frame here. It's really not big enough. I hate to cut this stuff up because it's tempered steel. It's super strong. And that's all I got left of it. But I'll figure out something to make a tray. Get that where it'll go in and out. I'll be able to clamp it down good and solve another one of my problems. Then I can locate my cables. Well, I found these were in the house. I moved in back in a pile of junk. And 2 5-gallon jerry can holders. They're both pretty good shape. They weren't rusted up or anything. And so I did a little body work on it, straightened them out, welded it in a few places. And it's perfect size for that battery. I'll show you. It fits right in there, and it gives me a little bit of room for a bigger battery if I need one. But it'll be kind of cool. I could weld a little plate or something in it, but it's pretty strong. I'll show you something else. It's just clamped in there, and I got it where there's I could put a bolt into that cross member right there. So that'd be pretty easy to do, and that'll I can put something underneath it. I can make a little stand for it to set on, and bolt that onto the frame, so I can take this all out if I want. But of course that makes it a little easier to get the battery in and out the higher it is. But that'll give me some room to work on the shock. But anyway, I think that's kind of cool. I just have to weld me a little plate across there on that cross member and make some kind of a little stand to go underneath the bottom of it, keep it level. But I think that's kind of cool, and it's got a hole there in the bottom and a hole in the top, so if I want to put a little strap or something on it, I've already got a place already made for that. Just put a couple hooks and a clamp in there. So I'm going to look around here and see what I can get for a stand. I'm going to have to put some kind of floor in it. I think I'm going to put the floor down here with this 1-inch pipe, flush and straight back. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. Let's see if I can find something to show you. Well, there's a piece of 1/2 inch right at the bottom of the tank, or the top of the one by in there, and that's pretty level, so I can probably put 2 or 3 L brackets here on the cross member under the tank, and this will go straight across over here. Let's see if this is going to fit. Yeah, it's kind of long. Don't know what I'm hitting there. I see. So I'll have to cut a little something out of there, so it'll go from the fender all the way to the fender. Looks like it's going to have a slot way back here, just for that 3 or 4 inches there, and it should be the same over here. But I can take it to I can surely take it to the inside edge of the frame and make up something else. Anyway, the main deal is that this will go in there for a battery tray, and it'll look unique. You know, it's a water can tray. I'll probably have to make some kind of a spacer in there to hold the battery, but it's going to work out. Since I know my floor is not going to go under there, that means I can put my stand right there under the middle of it, and I'll be away from where my floor is. So I think it'll work out. Yeah, that floor will be fine just like that. I don't have to really worry about much of nothing. I could leave it down low, bolt it through that fender, but it's really gotta come out here flush with this. I don't want to be trying to fight a battery up under there. So I'll figure out some kind of mounts for this, and we'll press on. Well, there it is in. It's pretty good. It's a little difficult getting that battery in. You have to tilt it a bit. I can probably fix that just by cutting a little piece out of this corner here. I didn't think about how far it was from the corner to the trunk edge, and I just stuck a couple inches apiece under here, but it's not solid without the bottom being held up. This is kind of floppy with just that little thin piece of metal in there. I may go from the tank corner just with a piece of angle iron along the edge of it here, you know, about 6 inches, and just brace it up right here on the corner, and that should fix that. It's good. I got my positive forward, I got my negative. I can ground it here to the frame somewhere good, and I won't waste any cable. I've got battery cable here somewhere. I bought some. I think this is long enough. It's the big heavy stuff. And I didn't get a lot of negative cable, but that's plenty good. Who knows? You could probably run it up here like this. But I think it's better if I just take it down here to the frame. I got plenty of room, whatever I decide to do. That frame will be my best place to ground it. So anyway, kind of a done deal. Probably don't need this light. My gas tank's in good, and it's solid. I'll just have to make one little bracket for it. I don't know, since I need something there for that battery. May run something all the way up here, squish that tank in there. But like I said before, I tried it and it won't just pull them out, so I either got to run a strap all the way around it or do something. But that's kind of a good deal, and I can still put my floor in it of some sort. I think that might be the best deal there. easiest, just run a piece straight across there to the tail. I can screw it into that cross member good there. Put a couple brackets in the front. As long as it's one strong piece, I could put quite a bit of weight in here. Anyway, I'll work on that later. For now, the battery's in and got a pretty nice little box mocked up there. Now I'll figure out my last mount. Take all this stuff out of here and paint it. It should look pretty good.